You don't buy an SUV every year, and that's exactly why 2026 matters more than people think. Because what's coming isn't just a few updates or cosmetic changes. This is a full shift in how SUVs are designed, how they drive, how they feel, and how they fit into everyday life. If you've ever said, "I'll wait one more year before buying," this might be the year that finally makes sense. Picture this. You're driving down the highway, surrounded by vehicles that all look familiar, all feel predictable. Then suddenly, something different passes you. Cleaner lines, sharper presence, quiet confidence. You don't know the name yet, but you feel it. That's the next generation of SUVs arriving in 2026. And once you see them, going back is going to feel impossible. Manufacturers know something important. Buyers are no longer impressed by size alone. Power alone isn't enough. Screens by themselves don't sell anymore. People want balance. They want capability without stress, technology without confusion, and comfort without sacrificing personality. And that demand is shaping every major SUV launch you're about to see. The biggest change happening right now is not visible at first glance. It's happening underneath the design. Platforms are becoming smarter, lighter, and more flexible. Hybrid systems are no longer an experiment. Electric SUVs are no longer a gamble. Even traditional gas-powered models are being re-engineered to feel smoother, quieter, and more efficient without losing their identity. What makes 2026 especially interesting is that brands aren't playing it safe anymore. For years, updates were incremental. Slightly bigger screens, slightly better mileage, slightly sharper headlights. But now, competition is forcing real innovation. If a model doesn't feel meaningfully better than its predecessor, buyers notice, and manufacturers are responding. This is a year where family SUVs start feeling genuinely premium, without the luxury price tag. It's the year where off-road SUVs become more refined on pavement, without losing their toughness. It's the year where electric SUVs stop feeling like compromises and start feeling like upgrades. And here's the part most people don't realize yet. Many of the SUVs arriving in 2026 are designed to age well, not just physically, but technologically. Over-the-air updates, modular interiors, smarter driver assistance systems. These vehicles are built to improve over time, not feel outdated after 2 years. That changes the buying equation completely. Instead of asking, "What does it have today?" people are starting to ask, "What will it still do 5 years from now?" Another quiet shift is happening in design language. SUVs are becoming more confident, less aggressive for the sake of attention. Clean surfaces are replacing fake vents. Proportions are becoming more intentional. Even large SUVs are starting to look composed rather than bulky. It's not about shouting anymore. It's about presence. Inside the cabin, the difference is even more dramatic. Physical clutter is disappearing. Controls are being simplified. Screens are integrated instead of pasted on. Materials feel warmer, more intentional, more human. This isn't just about luxury. It's about reducing fatigue. When you spend hours in a vehicle every week, that matters. Safety technology is also crossing a new threshold. Instead of constantly beeping and interrupting, systems are becoming predictive and subtle. They assist without overwhelming. They protect without distracting. In 2026, the best SUVs won't make you feel like the car is driving you. They'll make you feel more confident driving yourself. Performance is evolving too. Torque delivery is smoother. Acceleration feels effortless instead of aggressive. Even large SUVs are beginning to feel lighter on their feet, more responsive in everyday situations. Not because they're becoming sports cars, but because engineering is finally catching up with expectations. And then there's efficiency, fuel economy, electric range, hybrid balance. This is no longer a secondary concern. It's central to the design. Buyers don't want to think about it constantly, but they absolutely notice when a vehicle fits more easily into their lifestyle. What makes all of this exciting is choice. In 2026, you won't be forced into one direction. You won't have to choose between technology and reliability, between comfort and capability, between modern design and proven engineering. The best SUVs are finding ways to deliver all of it at once. But here's the suspenseful part. Not every SUV arriving in 2026 will get it right. Some will overdo the tech. Some will lose their character. Some will chase trends instead of understanding drivers. And that's why watching closely matters. Because the SUVs worth watching aren't always the loudest ones. They're the ones that quietly do everything better. The ones that make you feel relaxed after a long drive instead of drained. The ones that still feel right months after the excitement wears off. If you're planning to animate this story, imagine the pacing. Slow reveals. Close-up details. Interior shots that breathe. Exterior passes that feel confident, not rushed. This isn't about speed. It's about anticipation. Let the viewer feel like they're discovering something, not being sold something. And before we go any further, if you're enjoying this breakdown so far, this is the moment to support the channel. Tap the like button, so this video reaches people who actually care about smart vehicle choices. And subscribe if you want more calm, honest, no-hype discussions like this as the 2026 lineup continues to take shape. Because what comes next is where things get really interesting. The SUVs worth watching in 2026 aren't just competing with each other. They're competing with expectations. Expectations shaped by years of ownership, by brand loyalty, by assumptions about what an SUV should be. And many of them are about to challenge those assumptions in ways that feel subtle at first, but powerful over time. By the time you reach the end of this journey, you may realize the SUV you thought you wanted isn't the one that makes the most sense anymore. That realization usually comes quietly. It doesn't hit all at once. It starts with feeling that something has shifted, that the old rules no longer fully apply. The SUV you once thought was perfect suddenly feels slightly outdated, not because it's bad, but because the standard has moved. And 2026 is the year that shift becomes impossible to ignore. One of the most fascinating things about the upcoming SUVs is how deeply manufacturers have studied real usage. Not marketing surveys, not showroom impressions, but how people actually live with their vehicles. Daily commutes, school drop-offs, weekend trips, grocery runs, long highway drives, bad weather, tight parking spaces. Every one of those moments is shaping design decisions now. The result is vehicles that feel more intuitive, even if you can't immediately explain why. Take the way cabins are being laid out. In 2026, SUVs are less about overwhelming you with features and more about guiding you naturally. Controls fall where your hands expect them. Screens present information in layers instead of dumping everything at once. Ambient lighting isn't just decorative anymore. It subtly changes to reduce eye strain or improve focus at night. These are small things, but together they completely change how a vehicle feels over time. Another major evolution is sound, or rather, the lack of it. Road noise, wind noise, engine vibration. Manufacturers are tackling these issues.